In the headlines, Justice Ariwoola takes over as Chief Justice of Nigeria as Justice Muhammad resigns. Terrorists ban political activities in communities in Kaduna. Presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Bola Tinubu, says he is still searching for his running mate. And on the foreign scene, Sudan accuses Ethiopia of executing Sudanese soldiers. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I'm Dashan Husseina Usman. Now the news in full. President Muhammadu Buhari is expected to swear in Justice Olukayode Ariwoola of the new chief Justice of Nigeria Monday, following the resignation of Justice Ibrahim Tanko Muhammad on health grounds. Justice Ibrahim Tanko tendered his resignation in a letter to President Muhammadu Buhari. The development comes amid the corruption allegations some Supreme Court judges leveled against him. The CJN Special Assistant on Media, Mr. Isa Ahuraka, confirmed this to the news agency of Nigeria. Justice Ariwoola, born on August 22, 1958, was appointed a Justice of the Supreme Court in 2011. He was a Justice of the Court of the Appeal between 2005 and 2011 after having been elevated from the State High Court of Oyo State. Ansaru Terrorists group has banned political activities in many communities in the eastern part of Birnin Gwari local government area of Kaduna State. Chairman of Birnin Gwari Emirate Progressives Union, Ishaq Kasai, who raised an alarm on this, said the group regularly recruit young residents and marry off young girls in the area. According to him, the Ansaru group have camps in 7 political wards in the eastern part of the local government area. He also said that the militants usually beat up anybody found with posters of any political parties or symbols within the communities under their control. The chairman said the Ansaru group continues to gain strength in the area, whereby locals, particularly the youth, are being recruited. Zamfara State Commissioner of Police Ayuba Elkanah said the embargo on firearms license is still in force, noting that the police have stopped issuing license to citizens who wish to own guns. While reacting to the announcement by the State Commissioner for Information that residents of the state should prepare and obtain guns to defend themselves against bandits who have been terrorizing the state, the Commissioner of Police in a telephone interview with Punch said he is yet to receive any directives. He said the police is doing its best to protect the people, adding that of recent many people have been rescued from bandits. Similarly, following directives to residents to defend themselves, Zamfara State government said it is in talks with President Muhammadu Buhari to grant it permission to allow residents acquire weapons to defend their communities against terrorists. Special Advisor to Governor Bello Matawale on security, retired DIG Mohamed Safi, told journalists in Gusau, the state capital, about the security measures being taken to curtail the activities of terrorists in the state. The report.
The recent upsurge of terrorist activities in Zamfara State has compelled the state government to take hard decisions and security measures to address the menace, to enable residents and farmers to go about carrying out their lawful activities in the state without fear of terrorists. The State Commissioner for Information, Ibrahim Dosara, lamented that Zamfara State is in a serious security crisis as the state has become a colony of banditry in Nigeria. He explained that though the federal government has since placed embargo on issuing of license for individuals to possess arms, but the security situation in the state is further deteriorating and becoming uncontrollable, hence the need for the state government to dialogue with President Muhammadu Buhari to allow residents obtain licenses to own guns to defend themselves.
Government has henceforth directed individuals to prepare and obtain lawful weapons to defend themselves against the bandits. Although there is an existing law that bans issuance of license to obtain such weapons, people wishing to obtain the weapon are advised to fill forms that will be distributed to each of the 19 emirates of the state, and enough number of such forms have so far been provided for distribution to people wishing to obtain local weapons that will be used in defending themselves.
On whether the security agencies have failed in the fight against terrorists, the state officials said they did not, but commended them for putting their best to tackling the prevailing security challenges in the state.
I always commend the efforts of the security agencies, especially on the background of the nature of the crisis. In every country, you see a guerrilla fight. Guerrilla is a very difficult situation to face. They have the advantage more than we do have, and they have monopolized the most strategic side of where, even if we are taking the battle to them, we have to be exceptionally very, very careful.
The Zamfara State government believes the security measures being put in place will create conducive atmosphere for farmers to return to their farmlands to engage in farming activities for bumper food production to boost economic activities in the state.
Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma has issued a 10-day ultimatum to gunmen operating in the state to lay down their arms. Uzodinma gave the ultimatum ahead of the July 12th visit of President Muhammadu Buhari to Imo State. He advised the gunmen to leave the forests in the state and surrender themselves and their arms to the traditional rulers for unconditional pardon. Speaking to newsmen in Owerri, Uzodinma said the state will be hosting the annual Army Day celebration from June 30 to July 6, and that no fewer than 10,000 military personnel drawn from the Army, Navy, Air Force, and the police, among others, would be in attendance. He said the president, who is expected to declare open the Army Day celebration, had also fixed July 12 and 13 as the period he would commission the Owerri-Orlu and Owerri-Okigwe roads, as well as perform the flag-off of the construction of Owerri-Mbaise-Umahia from fire service and the Orlu-Akokwa roads and the foundation laying ceremony of the Imo International Conference Center in Owerri. In politics, presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Bola Tinubu, said he is still searching for his running mate. He stated this in Abuja while delivering a keynote address at the 60th birthday celebration of the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila. Tinubu praised the Speaker for his contributions to democracy and also to his political ambition of becoming Nigeria's president, while extolling the virtues of his deputy Idris Wase for being a dependable ally. Also speaking, President Muhammadu Buhari, who was represented by his Chief of Staff Ibrahim Gambari, described Gbajabiamila as a team player and a skillful parliamentarian. Ahead of July 16th Osun governorship elections, Nigeria's two dominant political parties, APC and PDP, are flexing muscles to claim ownership of the state's electoral space. Trust TV's Shafiu Suleiman reports that while the 1.6 million registered voters will decide who runs the affairs of the state after the governorship election, a competition between money bags and political strategists will most likely determine the outcome of the election. The report.
Candidate of the main opposition party in the 2022 Osun governorship race, Ademola Adeleke, has reportedly alluded to the fact that he would edge out the incumbent on account of his spending not only Nigerian currency but foreign currencies to realize his ambition.
He said he is not only Naira, it involves dollars, pounds, euros, and is going to be fire for fire.
Responding to this outburst, co-chairman of the APC Osun Governorship Campaign Council, Abdullahi Ganduje, says the ruling party is ready to match the money bag posture of the PDP in Osun State with what he called strategy bags.
When we have strategic bags against money bags, the strategy is more important than money.
Notwithstanding the fact that there are 15 candidates in the Osun 2022 election, the governorship race is touted to be a two-horse race between the two dominant political parties, though both are facing internal party crisis. The Osun State governorship election scheduled to hold in 332 wards of the 30 local government areas of the state is coming at a time stakeholders in Nigeria's electoral process are raising concerns over the rising influence of money politics in the country. Shafiu Suleiman, Trust TV News, Abuja.
You're watching Trust News Update. Coming up after the break. Is bread no longer on the menu? Find out more after the break.
As the 2023 elections draw near, remember, evil prospers when good men and women only wish for peace, but never take a step to make peaceful elections happen. Are you a father? Are you a mother? What are you saying to your children as elections approach? Have you warned them not to let themselves be used to cause violence? Have you explained to them what the consequences of electoral violence might be? Do your part to make peaceful elections happen. Talk to your children. Protect them from unscrupulous politicians who want to put them in harm's way, while their own children are comfortable at home, within, and outside the country. Let's join hands to make 2023 elections peaceful. This message is from the National Orientation Agency, NOAA.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. If you're just joining us, you're watching Trust News Update. Let's take a look at some of our major stories. You heard that Justice Ariwola takes over as Chief Justice of Nigeria as Justice Muhammad resigns. We also told you that terrorists ban political activities in communities in Kaduna. Moving to more stories, the Shehu of Borno, Abubakar Garbai, has called on the Independent National Electoral Commission to conduct free and credible 2023 elections. He also urged political parties to conduct themselves cordially ahead of the polls. The royal father made the call when he received civil society groups in his Maiduguri palace. He called on religious leaders and traditional heads and communities to support the campaign of peace and reconciliation as repentant terrorists are still being integrated back to the communities.
It has to be a fair and free elections. If the election is fair and free, there will be no problem. And I'm sure, inshallah, we're going to conduct a fair election. If there's anything bad somewhere, then this is how the trouble comes. Enlightening them, educating them, and begging them to enlighten their subjects, you see, so that they maintain peace. Now, we thank Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that peace has been maintained. Our state is now okay compared to other sister states. So inshallah we'll maintain.
The reintegration is what have brought about everything. People have been affected, people have been abused, people have been brutalized, people have lost everything. And then now, these boys also are our own. They have repented and are coming back. Where do we throw them? Our people have a saying which says, when your hand gets infected, can you catch it and throw it away? No way. But then you have to plan a way in which everybody will be accommodated, everybody will be sensitized to understand, and then bring in his perspective so that these repentance and others, with the community views and perspective, how will they be accepted back? It's very, very key.
Nigerian Immigration Service on Sunday confirmed the age of the supposed organ donor to daughter of Ike Ekweremadu, David Nwamini, as 21, contradicting the claims of prosecutors in London. Immigration Service Controller General Isa Idris, in a Zoom briefing with journalists, said Nwamini applied for his international passport, which was issued after thorough checks by the passport issuing agency. He said the documents provided by Nwamini from the National Population Commission and the National Identity Management Commission gave his date of birth as October 12, 2000, adding that Nwamini was captured for the international passport on November 2, 2021 at the Gwagwalada office of the agency. According to Idris, neither the Metropolitan Police who charged the senator to court nor the senator himself has contacted the NIS since the case went public. The London Metropolitan Police on Thursday charged former Deputy Senate President Ike Ekweremadu and wife Beatrice Ekweremadu for allegedly trafficking Mr. Nwamini with the aim of harvesting his kidney. The trial of the Ekweremadus continues July 7 in the UK. Planned nationwide strike by Bakers Association of Nigeria because of rising prices of essential commodities and other ingredients used to making bread and snacks is a source of worry to bread consumers in Bauchi State. Residents urged all stakeholders and the government to find a way out to avoid pushing the masses into more hardship. Trust TV's Adamu Imam reports.
Bread is a staple food for both rich and the poor. But rising price of bread is something that is giving the poor a nightmare. When Bakers Association contemplated strike over rising cost of production, many said more hardship will be inflicted on the poor. Salis Bala and Mustafa Musa both reside in Bauchi, and the two said price of bread has increased but quantity and quality remain the same.
Prices of generally essential commodities is becoming unbecoming, not only the bread. But coming to bread in particular, if we consider that bread before as a common food meal by ordinary Nigerians. But recently, due to the price increase on daily basis, it's becoming unbecoming.
They increase the price, but no quality. It's good in business to maintain quality products for customer satisfaction, but it's still like form most of the breads here in Bauchi. For Nasiru Ibrahim and Isa Hassan, bread is one of the fastest food that people can eat at all time, especially during breakfast. According to them, Nigerian masses are in trouble if bread and snacks become delicacy only for the rich.
Because bread, it is something that people normally take as a breakfast in Nigeria. And of recent, the price has been hiked. So if you look at it, it's not good. But the issue of them going on strike, is highly unfortunate, because if they go on strike, life will become more difficult, because, bread, like I've earlier said, is one of the things that we use for breakfast.
In general, I think 3 days ago, I bought a measure of flour for 900 naira. So, in a way, you cannot blame the bakers, because they buy this thing at a very high cost.
Meanwhile, some of the bakers in Bauchi say the fault is not theirs, calling on the government to address issues around inflation.
There is ongoing rumors they say we are going to embark on strike. It's true. It's not a rumor. It's true that we are going to preferring to engage with strike, because the issue of inflation or the issue of price increase of
materials, raw materials, the product we are using in the production of bread is rising at the rate of, what should I call it, the rate is at the highest level. So we don't want that to happen. That is why we are trying to see we do something that will at least call the attention of government to take some action so that we can all benefit from it.
Adam Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
A Brazilian returnee, Iguedum Uche Benson, has been arrested by operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency at the arrival hall of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Ikeja, Lagos, with pellets of cocaine concealed in his private pot. Iguedum was nabbed at the Lagos airport on Monday, 20th June, upon his arrival on the Ethiopian Airlines from Sao Paulo, Brazil, via Addis Ababa. This report brings us an update of the activities of the NDLEA in the week just ended.
Preliminary investigations revealed the suspect had swallowed 50 wraps of cocaine before departing Brazil and excreted 48 pellets in Addis Ababa, where he handed them over to another person. He, however, claimed he was unable to excrete the remaining 2 wraps at the hotel room in Addis Ababa before boarding his flight, but later excreted them in the aircraft during the flight from Ethiopia to Lagos. The NDLEA on Saturday night arrested a drug kingpin, Onyekachi Chukwuma MacDonald, who was behind attempts to export 40 parcels of methamphetamine, popularly called Mpurummiri locally, to London through the narco export shed of the Lagos airport. Onyekachi was arrested at Manokola Estate, Alukoko area of Lagos, at the weekend, 3 weeks after his Mpurummiri consignment weighing 2.05 kilograms was intercepted at the airport and his freight agent, Peter Christopher Anikon, arrested on 7 June. Meanwhile, 2 kingpins behind the importation of 2 recent drug consignments from Canada, concealed in vehicle containers through the Tinkan Seaport in Apapa, Lagos, have been arrested by NDLEA operatives. One of them, Boyega Ayola Elegbeji, was arrested at his house in Lagos on Wednesday, 22nd June, for importing a 40-feet container containing 33 parcels of cannabis indica, also known as Colorado, weighing 16.5 kilograms. The second suspect, Sunday Joe Oyebola, was arrested on Thursday, 23rd June. Chairman, Chief Executive of NDLEA, Brigadier General Muhammad Buba Marwa, retired. In a statement signed by the Director Media and Advocacy, Femi Baba Femi, commended the officers and men of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Tinkan Seaport, and Imo State Command of the agency for the drug seizures and arrests, and urged them to remain focused in the task of ridding the nation of illegal drugs.
National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control says it received safety information from the European Rapid Alert System for dangerous non-food products that a cosmetic product, Placentine hair lotion, has been banned. The information is contained in a public alert signed by the Director General of the agency and issued to News Agency of Nigeria in Abuja. According to the alert, the product is said to contain a mixture of preservatives which are forbidden in leave-in cosmetics. It stated that the product is sold in a 12 ampoules by 10 milliliter cardboard box manufactured by an Italian company. The statement also encourages healthcare professionals, consumers, and patients to report adverse events related to the use of this product to the nearest NAFDAC office. Away from Nigeria, Sudan's military has accused the Ethiopian army of executing 7 Sudanese soldiers and a civilian who were captives. In a statement on Sunday, the Sudanese military also accused the Ethiopian army of displaying the bodies of those executed to the public and promised that there would be an appropriate response. Tensions between Sudan and Ethiopia have been running high in recent years because of a spillover of the conflict in Ethiopia's northern Tigray region and Ethiopia's construction of a giant hydropower dam on the Blue Nile. Tens of thousands of refugees have fled into eastern Sudan, and there have been military skirmishes in an area of contested farmland along the border between Sudan and Ethiopia. And finally, in sports, Nigerian hurdler Tobias Musan has continued to record breaking spree as she sets a new championship record of 12.54 seconds to retain her lead in the Champions Nationals in Benin, the Edo State capital. This follows her record-breaking feat at the Wonder Diamond League in Paris, where she ran a new African record of 12.41 seconds in 100-meter hurdles. Amusan dominated her heat with a time of 12.67 seconds before breaking Angela Tede's former country record of 12.63 seconds set in 1997 in Lagos. Amusan, who is the reigning African and Commonwealth Games champion, was in a league of her own as she pulled clear of everyone to cross the line first, as Grace Ayemoba followed in 13.64 seconds. While Nigerian University Games champion Stella Ayanleke claimed her first national medal, settling for bronze with a time of 13.85 seconds. And with this, we've come to the end of Trust News Update. Don't forget to follow us across all our social media platforms. I'm Dashan Husseina Usman. Thanks for watching.